one time. If you know the queen of Spanish Harlem, make some noise one time. Lumidee!
Come on and dance. Hey, what's going on? It's your girl Lumidee for Soulbowl.
Mike Street, get the money.
Who inspire? Oh, definitely. Different people in music inspire me. Music always inspired me. I started young at writing poetry and everything like that, and from writing poetry went into writing music. But I say the people I grew up like being in love with was like Madonna, Salt and Pepper, Queen Latifah, C. Elliott, Lauryn Hill, you know. So Mary J. Blige was, but I want to say that Mary J. Blige was like the ultimate for me, because I felt like she was the first person that was relatable. I'm like, wow, this seems like a girl that I would know. You know, like, I mean, at this time, I was a lot younger than her, but it was like, I felt like she's like a around the way girl. She's a girl from the block, so it just felt like this could happen.
Mike Street, get the money.
I say it all started with the writing, you know, with writing the music. And this DJ from my neighborhood, he heard that I rap, because I first started with rapping first. And he's like, oh, I heard you could rap, let me hear something. And I was really aggressive then. So I was like all tough and everything. So I was like rapping to him, and then he was like, oh, you know, like you got something. And he had took me to the studio. He had the turntables in his house, and he recorded something. And then like we left it like that. And then one time me and my sisters was around and we was singing a song. He's like, what's that? And they were like, oh, that's Lumi's song. And he's like, wait, you got songs? Like, and then I was like, yeah. So I started singing the songs. And he was like, oh, this is dope. We went and recorded it, and from then he started playing it in the clubs.
Mike Street, get the money.
A DJ's birthday party. A DJ's friend of his, so we went, and I'm like, I'm gonna perform. Don't nobody know this. And when I performed it, the people knew it. So it was like, that was my first, where I was like, oh shit, I think this is something like, and it was overwhelming. Yeah. You know, like even my eyes got watery, like I wanted to cry. It was like, oh, they singing this, like, so that was like the real big surprise. Yeah.
Mike Street, get the money.
I feel like now it doesn't make sense to be with a major label unless they're gonna really push hard, because now we could put our music out online, we could put out our videos, we could show people where we're at with social media, with all these things. So it's so easy to get in tune with the people. You know, if they want, they gotta look for you first. You know, they gotta find you. And once they find you, if they like what you're doing, they're totally in. They in there. They're showing up. They coming to the shows. They, you know, so I feel like it's a better day now to be independent than back then.
Mike Street, get the money.
At the moment, I'm developing, you know, my own stuff and everything. But in the middle of that, yeah, I'm working with other artists right now and looking at who I should put out, because I have in the past, you know, and I won't say it wasn't successful. It was good. Like I had Chase Manhattan, and we did records together, and they released them actually in Europe, one-offs, no superstar, things like that. But now it's like I said, now it's so much easier for the person to know who they are, develop themselves, put their music out there, grab a little fan base, an audience, put your videos out there. So I want to work with people who are already working, who know that you don't have to babysit them. Because I'm an artist myself, so I can't just, you know, I'm still in this. So if, you know, I need somebody who's willing to move and jump, and it's like we add on and help out. You know, it's like pretty much like almost like a partnership. These are the kind of people that I want to work with, that they know what they want and who they are.
Mike Street, get the money.
I say for me the most, not memorable, because I've appreciated everybody that has worked with me, because these are people I wanted to work with. It's a blessing for them to say yeah. They could easily say no, I don't want to do a record with Lumidee. You know, it's like, yeah, let's do a record. So that has been a blessing, to be able to work with all these different artists and people who have been in the business so long. Like, but I actually just was speaking about this. Well, of course, the Busta and Fabulous on the Never Leave You was the biggest deal for me, because I didn't even have a major deal when they called and they wanted to be on the record. And I was like, what is going on? Like, what is this? Like, wait, Busta Rhymes wants to be on my record. Like, well, Fabulous wants to be on, and I'm like, these were like, I couldn't dream that big, you know? But as far as after that, those were moments. But I remember hearing Snoop Dogg. We had a feature with Snoop Dogg on my second album, and when he sent in, because I never got to physically meet him, but we sent him the record. He liked the record, so we did it. And when I first heard his verse, and he's like, Snoop D-O-double-G with my homegirl Lumidee, and I was like, he said my name. Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, Snoop Dogg.
Yo, and I just started crying. Like the tears came down. Like this is Snoop Dogg. Like it was crazy. That was crazy. He's this guy. He's a legend. My grandmother knows Snoop Dogg. But not saying he's that old.
Yeah.
I'm just saying everybody. He's a
knows.
household name.
Yeah.
So that was like a moment for me. Like, yo, I have a song with Snoop Dogg. I wish they would have put it out. But that's it. But I have it, and I know we did it.
Mike Street, get the money.
Kanye West and Frank Ocean. I would like to work with him as producer-wise. I respect him as an artist. I love his music, but I would like to see what he will bring as a producer again, because I feel like for a while he's been just in Kanye world and doing Kanye stuff, So as far as like working with an artist, like I would like to see what would come of that, because I love his music. I feel like he just goes different places with it. And with Frank Ocean, I just think he's such a awesome, great writer and vocalist, and just I don't know. I feel like the talent is on that level that I would be very intimidated, and I kind of like that feeling. It's a challenge, It's like, so I though that's like on my dream list. And Frank Ocean is just amazing. Yeah.
Mike Street, get the money.
They playing it in the mix shows, the DJs are responding to it. They like, yo, this is a good record. So it's a good feeling, because it's like, it's just us doing it, So to get a reaction, and the people are gravitating to it. They like so for right now, I'm just happy to have something that we're not forcing onto nobody. We're not forcing this. It's happening naturally, and we're getting a response from it. So now I'm like, we just gotta keep pushing and keep recording.
Mike Street, get the money.
Well, right now, at the moment, I'm working with a producer called Mike Street, and he produced the Be Good, he produced the Mars, like all the recent singles I put out, Where I Want to Be, and he's just like really, really good. Like everything that he does, it's like if that's his style, he does it that well, and we're able to switch up and do all these different sounds, but somehow it all sounds in sync. It sounds like, okay, it still has a feeling that this matches on an album. Like sometimes people you do a dance record, you do a ballad, you do this, and it just, when it all plays, you feel like you can't play it because there's too many different feelings. But somehow I feel like we're creating a mood and a zone and a feel that I'm definitely proud of, and I think he's been bringing out the best of me, because it's like I feel so comfortable, and he's just a great producer. So I'm looking forward to the project we're gonna put out. Well, the one I'm gonna put out with the original music will be me and him. So I think I'm excited. I think people are gonna be happy. And it's free, awesome music.
Cars ride by with the booming system.